So, dear friends, now the next session will be taken by Professor Dr. Ved Prakash. He is head department of industrial chemistry in Mizoram University. So let's wait for him. I will meanwhile contact him to join. Good afternoon, sir.
I'm audible, sir?
Yes, audible. So should we start, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So dear participants, now for the fourth session, we are having Dr. Ved Prakash ji. Actually, it was scheduled for the 1:30 session, but the previous speaker had some urgent meeting, and just 2 hours back, he told me that he wants to change the timing. I requested Dr. Ved to shift his session, and he readily agreed. So first, before any other thing, thanks for agreeing for the rescheduling of your session. Friends, Dr. Ved Prakash is head department of industrial chemistry in Mizoram University. And before joining industrial chemistry department, he was a teacher in department of chemistry of Mizoram University. And before that, he has for some short period of time, he was teaching in Guru Ghasidas University. Is it correct, Guru Ghasidas only? Ved, it was Guru Ghasidas you
Yes.
taught. Yes.
Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya.
Vishwavidyalaya, yes. Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya in Chhattisgarh, he used to teach, and he got his education from BHU, from a prestigious university, and he is Raman Fellow from Department of Chemistry, and he visited Department of Chemistry, Indiana University, Indiana, USA. That is a very prestigious scholarship, or what to say, a fellowship. He has written a very good number of papers, more than 30 papers he has written with good impact factor. He has completed 3 research projects. A few research guidance scholars have also submitted their thesis under him. So he's having a good career as far as impact factor based papers are concerned, and his teaching experience in different variety of subjects. Now he is in industrial chemistry, and today he wants to speak on the topic waste management and recycling awareness. So with this short introduction, now time is for Dr. Ved to start his deliberation. Sir, now time is yours.
Thank you, sir, for your kind introduction. I taught in Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya for 2 semesters. Then I was in Ranchi, in Bilaspur. I moved in Central University, Jharkhand, Ranchi for 1 semester. After that, I came here in 2012. After 2012, I am continuing here. So I took this topic because I think people are from different branches. So I thought it's better to take some topic which is relevant to all. That's why I selected this topic. So I think it will be interesting for all. It is visible, sir?
No, it's not visible. Yeah, yes. Now it's trying to come. I think internet
It's
is a
okay,
bit
I
slow.
think.
It's not. Yeah, yes. Now it came. So,
Okay.
but not full screen. It's still in. Make it presentation mode.
I am already in presentation mode, sir.
Okay, but here I am seeing your
Again, I
sidebar also.
okay. Then again, I will say
I think some internet
stop
slow
sharing
internet
them.
you are having.
Okay, then I will use this wire connection.
Not aware your video is paused. Okay, now I think okay.
It's okay now, sir?
Not full screen.
Okay.
Still sidebar is there.
Mm. It is moving.
Still first one only. Title sheet
Okay.
only.
Let me ask for I think internet problem is there.
I think internet related. So
Wait, sir, I will put a wire connection. I am using Wi-Fi. Then I will
okay.
put wire connection. Then it will be better. What's like these zeros? Wire connection कैसे करना है? Network is poor. Wi-Fi बंद हो गया.
So, dear friends, he is trying to rejoin. Some internet-related issues are there at his end. So it may take a couple of minutes. So just wait, and he will be joining. Yeah, I think he's rejoined. Yeah. So welcome back.
Yes, sir. Now it's okay, sir.
Same thing. It's not full screen.
Oh.
Some setup related issue, I think.
But here I think I don't know
Yes,
what
it
happened.
be.
Okay, then let me use other way. Okay, entire screen. Okay.
Yeah, yes. Now it is better. Oh, okay, PDF. No. Yes, now it is okay. Unmute. Unmute. He's having some serious issue with internet, it seems. Okay, joined again.
Now it's okay. I think audio came.
Yeah, yes. Now audio is coming. I think internet is an issue there.
I put just wire connection even though there is problem.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, that way I have to speak.
Try once more. I think it will do. Or otherwise, that you can go in that mode only.
Yeah,
Right.
once again I'm trying if it is possible. Then okay. Otherwise, it came, sir.
No, same thing. Sidebar is there. It will not move, I think. No? Try to move.
Yeah, I'm moving, but it's not moving. I think.
Yeah, first slide only I'm seeing. Okay, you continue with small mode only.
Okay, okay,
Okay, now it is second waste. Okay.
okay. Then I can move this way.
Okay, okay.
That is, I don't know what is the problem. I put just wire connection, even though this is the situation. So sorry for disturbance. Anyhow, I have to start with this way. I'm unable to present in presentation mode. So sorry for that. I have selected the topic waste management and recycling awareness. This topic is a very important topic, but I think we are not very much aware with this, and we are doing what we want as per our convenience. So I think we should aware with this, and we should try to aware to others also. That's why I selected this topic. And if we will not aware this related to this, then after a few years we will face a big challenge, big problem. So this is a challenging topic for each and everyone, not only for us, uh, for each and everyone, every creature of the world will face problem with this. We are going to produce waste, and if we will not manage, the living beings which are in water, which are in sea and river, they will be also affected. So that's why this is very important. And we can see in this first slide uh, what is the situation in India about waste dumping and all. And if you will see another this slide, then we can see each and every kind of item is dumped at one place. And if you will go in this slide, so mini mountain accumulated in untreated urban waste are very common in each and every city. If you will go, then we will find this kind of big mountains. And after few years, maybe the size of that mountain will be so big. So we will think that one small mountain is there in each and every city. So what is that mountain? That is simply dumping of the solid waste, and from cities or from small city, big city, the size of that mountain will be as per the population of that city. So, first point is that what are waste? Everyone, there are many definitions for waste. But very in simple way, we will define waste. So, waste are also known as rubbish, trash, refuse, garbage, junk, litter, and art. So, it is basically unwanted or useless material. But if we will see in terms of biology, then waste is any of the many unwanted substances or toxins that are expelled from living organisms. Metabolic waste, such as urea and sweat. So, what is basic conventional definition of waste? Means substances or objects which are disposed of, or intended to be disposed of, or required to be disposed of by the provisions of the law. Disposal means any operation which may lead to resource recovery, recycling, reclamation, direct reuse, or alternative uses. So, means disposal does not mean simply throw down. So any operation which recycling process is there, reuse is also there, that is also part of this one. And one very common word is used is refuse, and we are using term waste, but basically what is the correct word we should use, that is refuse. This is more appropriate word should be used in for solid waste, as most waste can be utilized as raw material for many purposes. Many small industries, if you will see, they are using this waste as their uh, raw materials. For very common is that from waste to energy system we will see, or we have seen nowadays many new companies or industries are coming with the recycling products. For example, chair and tables, plastic chairs, and different types of items they are producing. So they are using this waste as a raw materials. So basically, that is refuse, not waste. We can say, if we will see in that way, means our view will change if we will see in different way. So, and another point is that solid waste. So, what is solid waste? So, in India, it is basically, if we are going to discuss about waste, so mainly we are discussing about solid waste. That is very common problem. And if you will see the in terms of Indian scenario, then we can see India produces 277.1 million tons of solid waste every year, which is likely to touch 387.8 million tons in 2030 and 543.3 million tons by 2050 due to rapid urbanization, population growth, and economic development. So India's total waste production is the highest. Bermuda and US top the list when it comes to the per person generation of waste every day. Bermuda people, they are producing 4.54 kg per day, and India we are producing 0.57 kg per day. But our population is too much. That's why we are in top of the list. And by 2050, however, India's figure will be projected to 900 gram per day, whereas the US current rate is 2.24 kg per person per day, but that will also increase. But their population is under control. Our population is out of control. That's why we are on top of the list. So on a daily basis, the country produces more than 1.5 lakhs metric ton of solid waste. We can imagine how much area we will require to dump this one. So of the total collected waste, if we will see in terms of processed and non-processed materials, so we will see around 20% of the material are processed only. Remaining 80% is not going for any process. They are simply they are dumped or in landfill sites or many other way. It is dumped only. So urban areas alone generate 1,70,000 tons of waste every day. So there is also a significant disparity in the waste generated per person per day between a small town and cities. So while people in a small town could stack up about 0.17 kg per person per day, their city counterparts generate about 0.62 kg per person day. So we can see what is how much it is different from rural to urban areas people. And if cities continues to dump
Hello. Dr. Ved. Okay, some issue, connection issue. I think I'll try contact him.
Anyone is there? He can tell me. It is visible. Hello.
Vedji, you are audible, but
Screen is
yes,
not visible.
yes.
Okay. So okay, sir. Then I was telling about. I think I should go back little bit. I don't know from where I have to start. I'm starting from here. I don't know when connection was has gone. So I was just discussing about different types of waste. So classification I just discussed. Then types of waste, solid, liquid, and gas. Then I came on biodegradable materials. So there is a lot of confusion that if material is going to be broken into small substances, then it is biodegradable, but that is not exactly correct. Biodegradable means it should be broken down into harmless substances in nature due to course of time by microorganisms. So for example, cattle dung, wool, paper, compost, and all. And non-biodegradable materials are those which can be broken down into small parts, but that will be harmful, not harmless substances. For example, plastic, polythene bags, metal articles, glass objects. And these are some items which I want to share here, because we are thinking that if we are using cotton rags, paper, rope, orange peels, wool socks, cigarette butts, so we are thinking that these may be biodegradable. There is a sort of confusion about it. So we can see this is cotton rags, are these are biodegradable, but what is the time period required here? For 1 to 5 months uh, to biodegrade. Paper, it took 2 to 5 months. Rope, it took 3 to 14 months. Orange peel, 6 months. Wool socks, it takes 1 to 5 years. Cigarette butts, it takes 1 to 12 years for biodegradation. And plastic coated paper mill, cartoons, and all, it takes 5 years to biodegrade. And leather shoes, it takes 25 to 40 years. Nylon fabrics, 30 to 40 years. Plastic six packs holder rings, it takes it will take 450 years. Glass bottle, 1 million year. Plastic bottle, forever. So we can understand these nylon fabrics and leather shoes. Sometimes we are thinking it can be biodegradable. It will be biodegradable, so there is no problem. But we can see here what is the time period. 25 to 40 years. So if this period is required to degrade that material, it means that will behave as a non-degradable, because that will be accumulated. If we will continuous, we will increase, we will dump it anywhere. So the biodegradation of fabric samples, cotton, jute, linen, flax, and wool polyesters are different. They are not same. So pattern of degradation of fibers, when they are not in direct contact with soil, then we see that jute and linen are more biodegraded than other cellulose containing fiber like cotton. Cotton damaged much quicker than jute in soil. But when we put both the fabrics together in form of fibers in bags, at that time the weight loss percentage of jute is higher than cotton, which means that jute has a higher degradation rate than cotton. And in the case of linen, the cellulosic portion of the flax polyester blend is attacked by the microorganism, but the other synthetic part remains the same. It cannot be compared with the cellulosic fibers. So with when we are using two fibers together, means fabric samples, then their degradation pattern changes. Wool is quite resistant to the attack of microorganism because of the molecular structure and the surface of wool. So wool is degradation rate is very slow. That's why we have seen that cotton socks, they are taking too much time to biodegrade. So polyester is synthetic fiber and microorganism cannot degrade it. Polyesters are cloths, so we are thinking that this can be biodegradable. But if polyester that is from synthetic fiber, that cannot degrade by microorganism. So some what are the waste? If we can classify this waste is based on hazardous, non-hazardous. Previously, we have seen about based on degradation. Here in hazardous and non-hazardous. So hazardous, it covers radioactive waste, industrial waste, electronic waste, medical waste, and all. Non-hazardous waste, municipal waste, other non-hazardous industrial waste, organic waste, packaging waste, other materials, glass, plastic, metals, etc. How to sort waste? That is very important part of waste management. Some most of the places, not only me, everyone, if we have seen around, if we will see around us, we are just giving every all the waste in one packet. Means we are not segregating it. But that is not good way to for disposal here. So what we should do actually, we should segregate them. How we should sort before throwing it. For example, plastic packages are there. Plastic packages, uh, cans and foil trays, glass jars and bottles, cartoons and cups. These things should be kept, should be kept separately. Paper and plastic bags should be collected separately. And we should always empty every cans or every box before throwing it, because for example sometimes we are just using cleaning the bottle and all, but partly it is there, that material is there. So before throwing it, what we should do, we should clean it properly. We should not keep, for example, food items are there, if in any box, any polythene, anything is there, that will be the source of many bacteria and all. So what we should do, we should clean it properly, then biodegradation will be also good if that is biodegradable material. And non-biodegradable can go for recycling process. So segregation sort out, we should do it properly. And green bin, cigarette, what we should do, meat, chicken, fish and bones are there, papers are there, pasta and many food items are there. And one other part is that is garbage. So diapers, hygiene products, furnace, filter, hangers, broken dishware, plastic, and all. This should be collected separately. And if you will rethink and react and handling to waste properly, then that will be good for this waste management team. They can do it properly. For example, if uh, uh, we will keep straw, this polythene bags, coffee or cups and all, if we will keep it separately, so that will go for landfill process, and no need to do any further segregation and all. And everything, every bottle, this should be empty, that always we should remember it. And how to handle it, uh, basically if we are going to dump this, then we should see it properly. We should, if that is transparent bottle, we can see, otherwise we should just rinse it, we should clean it. That is very difficult job, but if we will do it, keep in practice, then it will be not very difficult, we can do it very easily. And sometimes we are just dumping paper and all, it is wet, and some water is there, moisture is there, just we dump it. But it is not good, we should dry it, then we should keep it, then during dumping process we can dump it. And pizza boxes or any lunch box is there, so sometimes some small portion is there, so we should not throw it like that. It's better to clean it and then dump it, then it will be better for those people who are working on that. And degradable material will be segregated very easily. And sometimes there is a lot of confusion what we should do. So for because there are many types of materials, what we should do, where, how to segregate them. So it's better to give a proper idea to everyone. Kitchen waste, vegetable, fruit, leftover food, egg cells, tea bags, rotten vegetables, garbage, garden waste, fallen leaves, these things, these are clear cut biodegradable waste. There is no confusion about it, we can easily dump them. And plastic, paper, metal, unbroken glasses, other these things, cosmetics, old maps, coconut shells, these things are non-biodegradable. So, and hazardous domestic should be at separate place. So segregation is also one of the important factor, and we should always take care this step properly, then it will be very helpful for the men who are working in that area. So many places we have seen only one box is there, only one black box or green box is there, so where we have to throw, where we have to dump those items. So it's better to we can keep by ourselves, we can keep in different plastics and biodegradable materials. For biodegradable waste, many, every, most of the places there is one box, but there is no separate box for recyclable hazardous waste. There is generally a general box, general waste box is there. So what we should do, we should request to our society where we are staying that they should provide two or three boxes at least, not only one box, to then it will be good for everyone. So dealing with solid waste, how we can deal with solid waste, what we should do. So waste management is there, first part. Second is waste reduction. Third is integrated waste management. So how we can do waste management? What are the steps we can do in waste management process? So we can see in this diagram, in this how waste management can be done. Raw material is here taken, raw material is here taken, raw material can go for processing and manufacturing, then it can go for product. Okay, so now product is there, product will be used, and waste will be generated from household and business. Now this will, there are different parts of this. For example, this is paper, food yard waste, hazardous waste, and remaining mixed waste. These are different types of waste. All these waste, paper can go for recycling, food yard waste can go for as a compost and can be used as fertilizer. Hazardous waste can go for hazardous waste management. Remaining mixed waste can go for landfill, or it can go for incinerator, and then it can go for landfill. And during the processing of and manufacturing, solid and hazardous waste will be generated during the manufacturing process. It will again go in hazardous waste and remaining waste, mixed waste. Now these are the different materials which can be used as a raw material for uh, industry, in recyclable industry. So these will be manufactured for reuse or recycling process. So this is overall, it is represented that how this can be managed. So what are the priority here? How waste reduction can be done? So first priority is the primary pollution and waste prevention. Means how we can reduce it. These are the different priorities. So first priority is primary pollution and waste prevention. How we can do it? Change industrial process to eliminate use of harmful chemicals. Many industries, they are using different harmful chemicals, so we can change it. We can replace with less harmful chemicals, and we can use less number of harmful products, and we can reduce packaging and materials in products, because those process will increase the waste, and make product that last longer and are recyclable, reusable, are easy to repair. These are the different steps we can include in our day-to-day life. And second priority is reuse, repair, recycle, compost, buy reusable and recyclable products. We should make in habit. We should reuse the things. In India, we are not very used to use to reuse the things. We are generally, that is our habit, maybe. But many of you have visited foreign countries, and you people have seen in US and all that students here, every our childrens, they are using always new books, new dresses and all. But in US and all, they are very used to for reuse the materials. They are not dumping their materials, any old items, just they are donating in their society, and many people are reusing them, especially books and all. So that we should also change our habit. We should move towards that. We should start to reuse the things, and in place of throwing old items, we should try to repair it. Many times we have seen in our home also, in our family also, just in place of repairing, price is very cheap, it is very cheaper item, so we are just thinking that in place of going for repair, we can buy new one. So we should change our habit. We can repair it and we can use it. We can send it for recycling. We can use the material for compost, and we can buy reusable and recyclable products in place of buying fresh products. That way we can support, we can reduce the waste. And what is the third priority? Treat waste to reduce toxicity. Waste should be treated to reduce the toxicity. Incinerate waste, bury waste in landfills, release waste into environment for disposal or dilution. Producing less waste, what we can do in our day-to-day life. Follow the 3 Rs of the resource use: reduce, reuse, and recycle. And we can ask yourself whether you really need a particular item or not, and refuse packaging where is possible. Most of the time we have seen that we will go and we will tell that packet it, and then we will go back and we will take it in other place. So we should change our habit. In place of packaging, we can use there itself, or like that. Rent, borrow, or barter goods and services when you can. Buy second hand and donate or sell unused items. In place of dumping, it's better to donate someone who is needy for that items. Buy things that are reusable, recyclable, or compostable, and be sure to reuse, recycle, and compost them. Avoid disposals, and do not use throw away papers and plastic. plates, cups and eating utensils, and other disposal items when reusable or refillable versions are available. If refillable item is there, we should not dispose. We can reuse it. It's better to reuse. Use email or text messages in place of conventional paper mail. Read newspaper and magazine online. So every nowadays offices are also working, and paperless work is going on. Most of the offices are working on that. So that is good practice. Government is also trying to push everyone to do like that. So, and read newspaper and magazine online sometimes. Otherwise you can go in a common place, then you can read newspaper there. That way we can reduce. If reading a hard copy is, that is the best way to read, but we can reduce it. If society is there in your organization somewhere, then we can use that place for newspaper reading and magazine and all. So one paper and one magazine can be used by many people. So this way we can reduce the number of newspapers and all. Buy products in bulk or concentrated from whenever it is possible. Reducing resources use, waste and pollution. Redesign, how we can reduce this one? By redesign the process and products to use less material. Everyone is working on that. People are working how to redesign all the processes. In each and every area, people are working on this to reduce the waste and pollution. Redesign process and products to generate less waste. Make products easy to repair, reuse, remanufacture, compost or recycle. Eliminate or reduce unnecessary packaging. Use fee per bag waste collection system. Establish cradle to grave laws. These are very important point. It should be considered during to reduce the waste and pollution. What science? We are from science background. Few of you maybe not from science background, but there is always role of science. We should always encourage scientists, and we should always involve our scientists to do something for this. So what our scientists are thinking in this area, they are also thinking how to do it. What they are thinking, what is their opinion in this? So one term garbology is first time used by William Rutsche from University of Arizona. So what is that? Garbology is the study of modern refuse and trash, as well as the use of trash cans, compactors and various types of trash can liners. As an academic discipline, it was pioneered, as I told you, by William Rutsche. So this is a study how to do. By study they are developing some new methodology, something how to handle this problem. Garbologists are there, like archaeologists. Trash persists for decades, so what should be done for that? Another point is that scientists are focused on bioplastics. Most plastics are organic polymer produced from petrochemicals. Bioplastic are made from plant materials, biodegradable, composting. But bioplastic is already discovered, but the price, there is some problem of price. So I hope very soon scientists will develop some good bioplastic that will be cheaper or affordable in affordable price. Then that will be a good breakthrough from scientists if it will be done. I hope very soon it will come. Already bioplastic is there, but price they are that is not affordable from for everyone. That's why that is not in our society. But I hope very soon some affordable bioplastic will come in the market. Reuse. What we can do here: buy beverages in refillable glass containers instead of cans or throwaway bottles. We are using one time some bottles, so one that is not very good actually. We should use refillable bottles. Use reusable plastic or metal lunch boxes in place of just throwing one use and throw type plastics. So carry sandwiches and store food in the refrigerator. in reusable containers in place of non-reusable containers instead of wrapping them in aluminum foil or plastic wrap. Use rechargeable batteries and recycle them when their use life is over. Carry groceries and other items in a reusable basket, a canvas of string bag, or a small cart. Buy used furniture, computers, cars, and other items instead of buying new. Give away or sell items you no longer use in place of just keeping inside your storeroom. That will spoil, that will be unuseful after a few years. But if you will give someone who is needy for that, then that can be used. And that way we also somehow we will help to our society. And what next point is recycling. Five major type of materials can be recycled: paper products, glass, aluminum, steel, and plastics. So what different types of recycling is there? Primarily closed loop cycling, secondary is recycling, pre-consumer internal waste cycling, post-consumer external waste cycling, feasibility and marketing. So these are the different types that is involved in recycling. Mixed versus separate household recycling. Material recovery facilities can be expensive. Source separation by households and business: glass, paper, metals, plastic, and compostable. So that's why initially in beginning I told that we should separate our waste, so it will be good for recycling also, and it will be cost effective also. Otherwise it will be more costly, because segregation is also one of the step during that process. If segregation will be done already of the waste, then that recycling material will be cost effective, so that will be helpful for using recyclable material. Another one is composting. Decomposing bacteria, household composting, organic waste collection facilities, successful large scale composting, odor control, exclude toxic materials, and all. Many places, maybe in MZU also, Mizoram University, where I'm staying in quarter, and many of you are staying in your house. So nearby your house or quarters, many people you will have seen, they are just dumping their household items also inside plastic. And when garbage people are, they are coming to collect garbage, then we are just giving in the polythenes. So that is not a way. It's better way to use those materials as a compost. Everyone, if you have some garden or some small places behind your house, then you can use them. You just use those materials. You just use, if you have a small any thing by which you can dig a soil, and you can just put that material inside the soil, then it will be compost also, and it will be there will be no smell also. And daily to daily, every day you can use those materials, and you can just dump inside the soil, and it will be very good in terms of waste management also. And that soil will be also fertile, because that this compost will increase the fertility of that soil also. Individual matter recycling plastic. 5% plastics are only recycled. Uh, MBA polymers, including commercial recycling process. Mike Biddle and Tree Pellen co-founders, they have developed this one. Pellets cheaper than virgin plastics. This is also one of the point. More environmentally friendly materials should be there. That will increase this. So what is advantage and disadvantage of recycling? Some disadvantage is also there of recycling. We cannot say only advantage is there. Advantages are, we are knowing very well: reduces air and water pollution, saves energy, reduces mineral demand, reduces greenhouse gas emissions, reduces solid waste production and disposal, helps protect biodiversity, can save landfill space, important part of economy. Disadvantage is that can cost more than burying in areas with ample landfill space, may lose money for items such as glass and some plastics, reduces profiles, reduces profits for landfill and incinerator owners. Source separation is inconvenient for some people. Encouraging reuse and recycling. Market price must reflect true cost. Even economic playing field, taxes and subsidies should be there for recyclable materials. Stabilize prices for recycled material so that industries who are established industry for that purpose, recycling material, they should be stabilized. Fee per bag waste collection should be there. Better informed public should means in public should be informed properly how to use, why to use, and if the price is also very little bit can be compromised, if people can compromise it. Waste to energy, that is also one of the way to use the waste materials. So this is called incineration process. In this process we can see here in this diagram how this waste can be used is by crane, and this is coming in furnace then is boiler then steam is coming, steam is just moving this turbine, and through turbine electricity is produced. But during this process some wet scrubber will be there, this will take this and this will go here in a electrostatic precipitator, and here it is dirty waste will come out, and it will go as for treatment of disposal in landfill, and this part will be just as a smoke stack, it will go outside. So this way some waste can be used to produce energy also. What is the advantage and disadvantage of incineration? That is one way, it is very good that we are just getting energy. It reduces stress volume, less need for landfills, low water pollution, concentrates hazardous substances into as for burial. Sale of energy reduces cost. Modern controls reduces air pollution. Some facilities recover and sell metals. What is disadvantage of this? Expensive to build. That is true. A small industry cannot be developed for this process. Cost more than short distance hauling to landfills. Obviously, cost will be more here. But if energy is produced in sufficient amount, then maybe cost will be less also. Difficult to cite because of citizen opposition. As I told in beginning, this kind of industry cannot be established near the small town or village. Some air pollution and CO2 emission takes place due to this. Older or poorly managed facilities can release large amount of air pollution. That is very important factor. Each and every industry should be careful about the air pollution. And output approach that encourage waste production can compete with recycling and burnable materials such as newspaper and all. Burying solid waste. How to do is very commonly we have seen around us, that is open dumps, sanitary landfills, and leachates. So open dumps, this is a very good example we have seen in first slide, second slide also, that open dumps means just we are just accumulating a mountain nearby us. And sanitary landfills is, this is a picture in which we can see here how this sanitary can be developed here by filling in this. Here we can see in this diagram that this is not a ordinary place. Here it is, everything is planned properly. This how different layers are here involved here. Leachate pipes are here, which is always giving some gaseous things. And here, this is the compacted solid. This is the compacted solid waste, and these are the some proper probes to detect methane leaks. If methane is coming, due to this methane can be released and methane can form. These are the different garbage sand, synthetic sand, clay, which is made up in different layers here for protection of the rest of the area nearby that place. And here this is the pipe which is collecting the explosive methane for use of fuel generate electricity. This can also used to generate electricity by the methane or any explosive gas is going to be formed here by the waste, and then it can be collected from this way and it can be used to generate the power or energy. And this is the leachate storage tank that can be used here. Leachate treatment system will be here. From here this will go in this. So before sanitary process, it should be this everything should be done properly. Sanitary landfills, what is the advantage and disadvantage? Again we can see no open burning litter odors will be there if sanitary landfills is there. Lit Low groundwater pollution is cited because you have seen there is a different layers, everything is done properly, so the leakage will be less, can be built quickly, low operating cost, can handle large amounts of waste. Field land can be used for other purposes also. Inside that there is waste material. Above that we can use that place for other purposes also. So land will be also not occupied by that only. And no shortage of landfill space in many areas. But what is disadvantage? There will be noise and traffic, dust will be there, or air pollution from toxic gases and trucks will be there because they will bring all those materials to that place only. Release greenhouse gases, CO2 and all unless they are collected. Slow decomposition of waste is there. Output approach that encourage waste production will be there. Eventually leaks and can contaminate groundwater. There is a big chance to contaminate groundwater. So if there is a small mistake during this construction or this layer formation, then there is a good chance to contaminate the groundwater. That is a big problem that can be, but if everything is done properly, then that problem will not be there. Advantage and disadvantage of burning or burning solid waste. So technology for burning and burying solid waste are well developed, but burning contributes to pollution and greenhouse gas emissions, and buried waste can eventually contribute to air and water pollution and land degradation. So both of them have some drawbacks, some advantages and disadvantages. How should we deal with hazardous waste? What we should do? Very important point is that produce less hazardous waste. How we can produce less? Change industrial processes to reduce or eliminate hazardous waste production. Sometimes to change industrial process it becomes costly because cheaper item will give more hazardous substances, but it will be uh, cost effective. So industrialists don't want to use costly items for the production. So that mindset should be changed. Government should interfere in all these processes, and recycle and reuse hazardous waste should be there. And next is that convert to less hazardous or non-hazardous substances. Hazardous substance should be converted into non-hazardous by natural decomposition, incineration, thermal treatment, chemical, physical, and biological treatment, dilution in air or water. And last is that only one option is that landfill, underground injection wells, surface impoundments, underground salt formatics. These are the different steps can be used to deal the hazardous waste. Some detoxifying hazardous methods are also there. Bioremediation is there, phytoremediation is there, incineration is there, plasma or torch are there that can be used. Bioremediation and phytoremediation, many scientists are working in this, and day by day they are developing some new technology for phytoremediation and bioremediation. Incineration is not so good, so effective, but that is also better than keeping hazardous material as such. Plasma or torch is also like that, using plasma rays, that way we can just detoxify to the hazardous substance. Storing hazardous waste, how we can store it? Deep well disposal should be there, not on surface or anywhere. Below aquifers in dry porous rocks. Surface impoundment should be there. 70% in US have no liners. 90% of many threatened groundwater. Secure landfills. That is the problem of this storing hazardous waste in not with proper management. How can we make the transition to a more sustainable to low waste society? What we should do here? Shifting to a low waste society requires individuals and organizations to reduce resources use and to reuse and recycle waste at local, national, and global level. Achieving a low waste society, what we should do, and grassroots actions, some grassroots actions are required, as we have seen in previous slides. Environmental justice should be there with each and every item. International treaties, Basel Convention, persistent organic pollutants, these should be considered during the process. Principle for achieving low waste society is that everything is connected. So at one part, if it is missing, it will affect whole system. So there is no away for waste. If everything is connected with each other, waste should be also part of that cycle. Then that is not waste actually. Polluters or producers must pay for waste. That is also one of the point. Different categories of waste should not be mixed. Reuse, recycle, and compost solid waste is another point should be considered. Three big ideas from today. If we will take three ideas, so there are we can take three ideas from today. The order of priorities for dealing with solid waste should be to reduce, reuse, recycle as much of it as possible, and to safety disposal of what is left. The order of priorities for dealing with hazardous waste should be to produce less of it, reuse or recycle it, convert it to less hazardous materials, and safety store what is left. We need to view solid waste as wasted resources and hazardous waste as materials that we should not be producing in the first place. So we have seen in our day-to-day life also many places we are just using one person is going in market to buy the vegetables. He is coming with 6 7 polythene bags in place of carrying a handbag. They are any their own bag, they are just collecting in different polythenes. So 6 7 polythenes every day if you will collect, then in a week you can imagine you will collect 50 polythenes. So we can change our habit. We should go with our handbags. We can take everything in that one. So this way we can little bit we can reduce. I'm not telling that we can reduce 100% to zero, but these are the some steps. This should include in our day-to-day life. It should um, make in our practice. And Indian government has also makes solid waste management rules, and in 2016 this rule was modified on 5th April 2016. These rules are the sixth category of waste management rules brought out by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The ministry had previously notified plastic, e-waste, biomedical hazardous and construction and demolition waste management rules applicable beyond municipal areas and will extend to urban agglomerations. Waste processing facilities will have to be set up of all local bodies having 1 million or more population within 2 years. For census towns below 1 million population or local bodies having zero point 0.5 million or more population or census town under zero point 0.5 million population, standalone sanitary landfills will have to be completed in 3 years. These are the rules. And in monitoring committee for solid waste management is also there. Central monitoring committee for solid waste management. It was constituted under the chairmanship of Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change to monitor the overall implementation of the rules. And the committee structure is like that. Ministry of Urban Development is part of that. Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer, Ministry of Agriculture, Central Pollution and Control Board, three states of pollution control board, pollution control committees urban development department of 3 state government, rural development department from 2 state government, 3 urban local bodies, 2 census towns, federal of Indian chambers of commerce and industry, confederation of the Indian industry, 2 subject experts. The committee will meet once an year to monitor the implementation of these rules. I have given a brief view of this. There are more rules are there. Silent feature of this solid waste management rules. For hotels and restaurants, also there are certain rules, but we are not following exactly. What are those rules we can follow in our hotels and all? Each and hotels and restaurant, what they should do, they should do everything for their clean, segregation, waste management. It should be there. They should not just dump everything. They should clean properly and they should manage the waste management properly. If they are not managing properly, then they should be charged. That is the provision there. So every they should use properly those, they should follow those rules. And for residents welfare association and guarded communities, there are also certain rules how to manage this. For street vendors, they cannot throw any waste on a street. They have to do everything by themselves before leaving that place. For cement and thermal power plants, they cannot use open space. They cannot run the industry uh, in simple way. They should cover everything. It should be covered. No pollutants, no waste should come out from the plants. And for manufacturer and developers, there are also some rules for them. We don't have too much time to discuss that part, so I'm going little fast. So what are the urban sewage in India? While 87% of the country's urban population has access to household or community sanitation, the collection, treatment, and disposal of wastewater is cause for concern. Only one third of households are covered by sewer network, with 47% of households relying on on-site sanitation system. The low coverage is also compounded by the grossly insufficient treatment capacities in urban centers. According to the Central Pollution Control Board, inventorization of sewage treatment plant, as we can see here at per data of the 62,000 million liter per day, the listed capacity is only 23,277 million liter per day, but no more than 18,883 million liter per day of sewage is actually treated. So we can see out of 62,000, only 18,883 million liter per day is treated. Rest are untreated sewage water, meaning 70% of the sewage generated in urban India is not treated. While 79 STPs do not work, 145 are under construction and 70 are new projects proposed for construction. Of the 522 working sewage treatment plants across India, maximum are in the northern state of Punjab, which has 86, but no more than 38 are in working condition. In India, different treatment technologies like ASP, USAB, oxidation pond, and advanced technology like SBR, MBR, and adopted for the treatment of sewage. Operation and maintenance of existing treatment capacity is below par, with 39% plants not conforming to environmental rules for discharge into streams. The CPCB's 2019 report said this data. As estimated, 75% to 80% of waste pollution is from domestic sewage discharged untreated into local waste bodies. If you will go around you, most of the cities, there are many ways we are just dumping our sewage water in different rivers. That's why all rivers are need to be clean. The government plan is to construct 2.5 million individual household toilets in urban areas by 1516, of which only 882,905 were constructed up to December 15. Now, current data is something different. In last few years, this development was very fast. So I hope the data and current data is better than that. And the integrated Ganga conservation program was also Namami Gange has been approved by the cabinet with the outlay of 200 million rupees, 200 billion for the next 5 years, and it is also working now. And so far, 93 projects worth of rupees 74 billion have been approved for creating a treatment capacity of 858 million liter per day and sewer network of this one. So there are many programs like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Smart City, and many are proposed. But on ground, if you will see how many are them are how much many of them are functional, that is the main concern. So I think we have some time. Yes, we can go some time. So we can use different technology for this process also. Technology is used range from pond-based system to activated sludge process, and it varies to advanced or ternary treatment technology such as membrane bioreactor, reverse osmosis system, carbon. So we have to use you have to apply technology for this process. Secondary treatment technology, pond-based system are generally used for smaller capacities of 20 million liter per day or less, while for larger capacity treatment plants, as the preference is for ASP, means activated sludge process should be there. Its variant and equivalent systems such as upflow, anaerobic sludge blankets, fluidized aerated bed, moving bed, bioreactor, and sequential bed reactor. These are the some advanced technology based techniques should be used. And for very large plants capacity greater than 50 million liter per day, the preference is to use either SVR or ASP with methane power generation facility. Companies are also implying zero liquid discharge system and advanced technology to purify and recycle virtually all the wastewater products. So there are some business model also developed by the government, design build operate model, DBO. In this model, ULB or paracetal meets the capital cost for the project and uses the private sectors. Government involved private sector in this process to for the management process. In most contract, the EPC contracts is awarded to the selected operator or constructed of the sewage assets linked to the milestones, and separate fee is paid for the operation and maintenance of the asset. Early contracts in this sector had operation and maintenance contracts for the period of 5 years. Now, if thought some recent contracts have extended up to tenure for 10 years also. So government is also modifying, they are changing the rules and everything uh, to make it convenient for the private business partners also. Build, operate, and transfer models, third party model, and user charges is also there. So they are in developing these models to bring the private parties for this purpose. Business model for private sector has been developed in India, and many parties are now participating. And this is from industry, and few small organization they are developing now. The small industry can be developed by the people, and they can participate, and government is funding, going to be fund there. And there that can be developed as a full-fledged industry in many areas, many at many places. I think we have not too much time, so I want to go fast. So ongoing waste to energy projects as March 2020, 24 waste to energy projects produce 233 million watt are currently in different stage of construction. 5 projects have already been tendered, and they are going to produce 312 million watt. So these are some development government is also doing. But what is our role? Our role, we should also participate in this. And waste management in higher education institution, role of university and other higher education, what is the role? Higher education institution are the social building center for all kinds of relationship between society, environment, and economy. So drivers of good practice in higher education institution, we should make our practice, we should change our habit. Implementing sustainability in higher education by adding environmental subjects in undergraduate and graduate courses, inviting funding arrangement for sustainability projects, enhancing exchange knowledge between the university managers and university community, encourage the university community to audit waste management practices, hiring professionals to work specifically with waste management, establishing a green office as a model office to the university, engaging the community in waste management activities based on the sustainability principles, reporting green initiative and its achieved goals, disseminating guidelines for proper waste discard, carrying out management and final disposal of hazardous waste for research laboratories, reuse in social program, proper disposal and recycling of absolute electronic equipment, treating the university as a living lab using its own capabilities to solve environmental issues. If one institute will be developed as a model, then that model can be used for the other institution, and after a few days we can see that whole country will follow that model. So what are the role of university? We can develop a model, creating database or waste management to monitor key performance for all higher educations, and allocating different types of beans strategies to enhance recycling waste segregation, awareness the campus community about waste management, focusing on recovery, recycling, reuse through campaign, pushing them for a transition to circular economy. I think the time is up, so that's why I want to stop here. There are many things that we can discuss on this topic, but this is last class also, so I think everyone is tired also. So that's why I am going to stop here. I think.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. We got one question. If you can access chat box, or should I read?
Yes, chat box I can see.
Okay. Then just see, one question is there.
Okay. Sir, can we relate waste management with intellectual property right? If anything you are going to develop something new, then obviously that will be the intellectual property right. If anything, many scientists are working on that, so they are developing that, so that will be the part of that. There is no question for that.
Okay, sir. So no more question. Time is also there. So better we close this session, I think.
Yes, sir.
All thanks are coming now. So we may close the session now.
Okay, sir.
Thank you for sparing your time and adjusting with our time as per our requirement. So on behalf of all the participants and HRDC, I would like to say thanks to you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, dear participants, this was the last session today. Tomorrow will be a new day and we'll be start with 4 new sessions tomorrow. First session tomorrow morning will be from Professor Prashant Kumar Ghosh. He is presently Dean Faculty of Commerce, Allahabad University. And he will be talking on a very important topic which usually we miss while we are doing research, and that is research gap, how to identify research gap. So he will be deliberating on that. Then second session will be from Professor Lalvint Luanga. He is former dean of Department of Social Sciences School. He belongs to Department of Public Administration, and he will be speaking on code on professional ethics for university and college teachers. Then after break, third session will be taken by Professor Lalnai Jovi. She is also coincidentally from the same department, Department of Public Administration. Presently, she is dean of the school. Earlier, she had been department head of the department. And she will be speaking on democratic decentralization in India. And the fourth session tomorrow will be taken by Professor Abhigyan Bhattacharya. He is presently head Department of Management in Nehu, Northeastern Hill University, Meghalaya. And he will be speaking on mindfulness in work life. So these will be the 4 sessions tomorrow. So let's close this session today. Let's take rest. Try to understand, try to revise, or try to see what we discussed, what you understand today. Revise it, and then tomorrow again we'll meet at 10 a.m. So let's hope tomorrow AM we all meet together. So thanks for joining today and take care. Good night. Bye-bye. And thanks, Dr. Ved.
Thank you, sir.
Now you may all disconnect and reconnect tomorrow at 10 a.m.